Namaskar. Welcome to our weekend episode of Editorial. Okay, I've got 3 subjects for you today, so my editorial will be slightly longish. Chota sa longish, I will not make it very long, but it will be longish. I have 3 topics for you today. My topic number 1 is about Charanjit Singh Channi's Me Too case of 2018. I want to talk about that in detail. I want to talk about Amar Jawan Jyoti being merged with National War Memorial. That's my topic number 2. My topic number 3 is Nitin Gadkari and his announcement that a common man can now invest up to 1 lakh rupees. That is, a common man can invest 1 lakh and above in National Highway Authority of India. So that's the third topic. Let's get right into the show. So the current Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi, who is becoming popular day by day, there was a Me Too allegation. There was a sexual harassment allegation against this gentleman in 2018. And the lady that made this allegation was an IAS officer. An IAS officer had alleged he used to send sexually explicit messages to her. Now at that point in time, the Punjab Women Commission head, Miss Manisha Gulati, had created a lot of ruckus. She had gone, and rightly so, because that's what her job is. She had gone, and I remember in May 18, 2021, she had gone and said that I'm going to go on hunger strike if this case is not probed. If Channi is not probed, I'm going to go on hunger strike, and this probe has to commence by 24th of May 2021. In next 7 days, this probe has to commence, otherwise hunger strike. That was the warning she had given. Very ironically, after Channi became the Chief Minister, Miss Gulati said, "Arey yaar, ye fizul ki baat mat karo yaar." When she was asked, "Arey bhai, you were supposed to do hunger strike. Why didn't you do hunger strike? You were supposed to do it." She said, "Yaar, fizul ki baat mat karo yaar. Theek hai wo, whatever, I don't want to talk about it." Arey? A lady IAS officer alleged that a minister, had sexually sent her messages or whatever, had harassed her sexually. There was no report, there was no commission, there was no case, nothing. And the person who is supposed to stand up for all this, the Women Commission President, the head of Women Commission in Punjab, she says, "Arey fizul ki baat mat karo." This is what she said in a press conference. This surprises me, and what surprises me more is the party, that is Congress party, which is talking about ladki hu, lad sakti hu. Here, their own chief ministerial candidate, or supposedly their chief ministerial candidate for Punjab has a Me Too case against him. Why is that not probed? Why is that not probed? I am not saying it is right. I am not saying it is wrong. I am not saying that it is alleged. It is alleged, definitely alleged. So, but why is there no probe on that? Number 1. Number 2, which is something that I am absolutely shocked. And that's the core of my editorial today. I am absolutely shocked that the then Chief Minister, Captain Amrinder Singh, made a statement. And I want my audience to know how politics is working in this country, how administration is working in this country. Please hear this carefully, and I will take it from there. The former Punjab Chief Minister says that he regrets having helped Channi to resolve his Me Too case, saying that the minister had fallen on his knees and said that he will be loyal to Captain Amrinder Singh for life. I repeat, the former Chief Minister says, "I regret having helped Channi," which I would put it as protect Channi from a Me Too case, because Mr. Channi fell on his knees and told him that I will be loyal to you for life, which means a Chief Minister deliberately protected a person who could have harassed a woman just because he said, "I will be loyal to you." Isn't that obstruction of justice? A chief minister protects a person who could have been a person who has sexually harassed somebody, and he is openly this article, this statement of his, I am reading from Deccan Herald. He has openly told that to the media, "Ke main protect kiya," and there is nobody to ask. Why is this man still out? Why is he not being booked? Why is there no probe against Channi on this 2018 case? And what is the Women Commission head doing? This is something that we need to consider. This is something that I think the entire country needs to know. And this is something that especially Priyanka Gandhi needs to know. The person who has said that ladki hu, lad sakti hu. Here is a woman who was harassed and nothing has happened. Harassed that too allegedly by the chief ministerial candidate or the current sitting chief minister of Punjab. Allegedly harassed. I am using this word 100,000 times. Allegedly harassed by the sitting chief minister of Punjab, and the former chief minister claiming that, you see, I regret that I supported him, I helped him. I'll use the right words. I helped him against that Me Too. So I regret it now, which means what he is technically saying, what I understand, I protected him against that Me Too, and therefore he is now now he's gone back on his word of being loyal to him for the rest of his life, which means a chief minister protected a person who could have possibly been a person who has harassed a woman. I think the Home Ministry, the governor, whoever, and I would ask Priyanka Gandhi to look into this and see what is happening in her state, in the state which Congress is governing, before she says, ladki hu, lad sakti hu. Let's go to the next topic. Nitin Gadkari announced an investment scheme. I think this investment scheme is good. Nitin Gadkari says that anybody in India who has got a minimum of 1 lakh rupees that he can spare, that he can invest, he's saying that you can now invest that once he gets the SEBI clearance, you can invest that in the National Highway Authority of India, NHAI. You can invest there so that you can invest in infrastructure of India. He says that the NHAI is willing to give up to 7 to 8% interest on the money that you invest, which is not bad. He also goes on to say that, listen, this is not a bad investment, this is a good investment, because a lot of foreign companies are investing, a lot of foreign investment is coming into this, and a lot of pension funds are investing in this. So it's a safe investment, it's a good investment, it's a safe investment, and this investment will help the country increase its infrastructure. I like such policies, I like such thoughts, because this makes a difference. You are talking about infrastructure of the country for a change, and this is good. It's good for our country. In the meantime, he also talks about the automobile industry. In the same speech, he was also talking about automobile industry. He says automobile industry in India is around 7.5 lakh crores. And he says out of the 7.5 lakh crores, almost 3.5 lakh crores are exports. He believes that in the next 5 years, this 7.5 lakh crores will swell to 15 lakh crores. Now, one thing I like is the fact that one talks about 5 years rather than talking about 25 years and 50 years and 100 years and all that. He's talking about 5 years. 5 years mein 7.5 lakh crores can swell into 15 lakh crores. But what I do not understand about this is somewhere down the line, you must have heard what Tesla just said. They were not happy with the tax structuring of India. They were not happy with working in India, with the kind of taxes that India were levying on foreign companies. Now, the fact is, automobile industry, this is the same thing we heard from Toyota a few years back. This is the same thing we are hearing from most of the automobile companies in India. So, somewhere down the line, while one likes to hear the fact that 7 lakh crores will swell to 15 lakh crores, what one wonders and what one doubts is how is this going to happen if the tax structure doesn't change. So, I think the idea is good, thought is good, intentions are fabulous, but till such time India makes itself mentally ready to accept automobile industry, global automobile industry, India becomes mentally ready to ensure that an automobile industry is allowed to sell its vehicles to consumers at a price that the consumers can afford, rather than taxing and making a normal car so expensive that a normal person could never afford it. If those things are taken care of and the country becomes mentally ready to ensure that more and more vehicles are bought in India, more and more vehicles, more and more brands are bought in India, and those brands are allowed to sell to the consumer at a competitive rate, this 15 lakh dream is not going to be successful. That is something that Mr. Gadkari should know, and that is something that Mr. Gadkari should discuss with the Prime Minister and his counterpart, the Finance Minister. Unless and until all this happens, I don't think this 15 lakh crore is going to happen. One more statement he made, which I agree to him, is China market. See, currently China is not doing well as far as export markets are concerned. Okay, it's a huge opportunity, which I think we have also spoken about it. It's a huge opportunity for Indian manufacturers to get into the China market, because China market is facing a lot of problem after COVID, with a lot of people, catching COVID and things of that sort. China market is facing a lot of problem. Now, China manufacturing is facing a lot of problem, and that problem can be seen in China's marketing. So, if this is the right time for a country like us to go in and capture their markets, this I agree to him. But then again, like I said, he and his government has to formulate a plan to help the producers, has to formulate a plan which promotes production in India, has to formulate a plan that cuts out all the compliance and the taxations and the tax terrorism, if I may call it that way, of that is currently prevailing, and make it easy for an Indian entrepreneur to do business and to compete in the international market. I think that is going to be very important. But otherwise, this statement, what he made, was very interesting and a good statement coming from the government. Let's go to our next topic. Amar Jawan Jyoti was to commemorate the sacrifice of 3,483 people who gave their life, who laid their lives to create Bangladesh, to split Pakistan in two and to create Bangladesh in 1971. Now, Bangladesh was not created for any ego boost or to harm Pakistan. You see, technically speaking, that is not why Bangladesh was created. Mrs. Indira Gandhi had thought of creating Bangladesh and a separate land for the Bengali Muslims is because Bengali Muslims were not happy in the united Pakistan. They were not happy in united Pakistan. They were persecuted in united Pakistan. And that is precisely why they wanted a separate land. Now, what happens because they were not happy in Pakistan? The huge bunch of refugees started coming into India. And India had a huge problem with Pakistani refugees then coming and staying in India. India couldn't just throw them out. India couldn't just take them in because we too were struggling. Our economy was not very good. So at that point in time, both from a political perspective and an economic perspective, India had to create and ensure that the Bengali Muslims had a place of their own, which they later on called as Bangladesh. So Bangladesh was created. So this is the history. Our people lost, our brave soldiers lost their life. Like I said, 3,483 of them. And to commemorate that death, Amar Jawan Jyoti was made and it was kept. It's an eternal flame in India Gate, and this now is being merged with the National War Memorial. Now, what is National War Memorial? National War Memorial was inaugurated in February of 2019 and it is located in Hexagon near India Gate. This is basically commemorating all the people, all the brave soldiers who got martyred for India. 26,000 soldiers. Their names are engraved in the National War Memorial. And the Amar Jawan Jyoti is now taken in and kept and merged with the National Memorial. So there is now one Jyoti which is going to be both the combination of Amar Jawan Jyoti and National War Memorial. So that's it. Now a lot of people say, "Bhai, theek hai, kya hua? What happens?" Good. it's National War Memorial, isn't it? You're putting everybody together and you're commemorating the entire the people who martyred, who died for this country. You're commemorating them. So it's all the same. Some people say, nahi yaar, why do you want to extinguish Amar Jawan Jyoti, which was created in 1971? Why do you want to extinguish it and then merge it? But I remember a very famous dialogue from this movie called Sarkar. कि सरकार एक इंसान नहीं है, एक सोच है. अगर सरकार को खत्म करना है तो वो सोच को खत्म करना होगा. You see, it is basically saying that this gentleman called Sarkar, who is the protagonist in the film, it is a soch, it is a thought process, and if you need to finish off Sarkar, killing him will not help, but killing the thought process of Sarkar is what is important. I think this is somewhere there. You see, what is happening is a lot of people in the Bharatiya Janata Party says that, you see what, we are creating monuments because these monuments were created by one single family, or it was created for one single family and all of that. So all this change in the monument and all that, no, it is not because you can honor it more, honor it better, celebrate it better, have more people coming and seeing it. All that is not the reason. The reason is that was created by a particular family, that was created by Indira Gandhi, this was created by Nehru, so change it. Because till such time that something that is created by Indira Gandhi stays, Indira Gandhi will stay. And till time Indira Gandhi will stay, Congress will stay. So the idea behind all of this is to destroy the concept of Congress, which I think is something that somehow I don't subscribe to. I again say that, Baba, theek hai, if it was for honoring or if it was for ensuring that, they make it larger, they have more people coming and visiting it, it gives more impetus to the people who lost their lives for our country, our martyrs. I mean, who would have a problem? But if it is because of a political reason, which I think it is, that, because Amar Jawan Jyoti was built by Indira Gandhi and her memory will stand till such time that monument stands, there is a problem. Because for me, Amar Jawan Jyoti was commemorating those 3,483 people. I used to, whenever I saw that monument, for me it was those 3,483 people. And every time I saw that, I folded my hands to pay my homage to those 3,483 people. I never saw it as Indira Gandhi's monument or Rajiv Gandhi's monument or anybody's monument. The moment you see all of that as everything politically, I think things changes. This is my point of view, and please subscribe to our channel. Please log on to our website. Let me know your feedback. And if possible, subscribe to our channel. Your subscription amount help us pay our bills. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.